question on the chat panel, and we'll take it from there. Please ensure that your monitors are muted, and please stick to one question at a time so that we can give everybody enough chance to at least ask one question. We'll start with Ken, followed by Nathan.
Thanks, Sips. Hi, Carl. Congratulations on really such a great innings and your maiden Test 100. You've had a bit of a tough time in your Test career before today. Seaming pitches, two very good seam bowling attacks you were up against as well. And just to add to that, when you started today, it was a really high pressure situation as well. Could you just talk to us about your mental state? How did you get through, and just how tough was it for you to come up the other end so well as you did today?
I'll be honest with you, it's been quite challenging mentally, obviously. I think Test cricket's obviously it's the toughest format of the game, and I think my first couple of series, I think starting in the West Indies, it was quite challenging wickets, and then against India, probably the toughest pitches that I played on. And then, coming here, I think the first Test was also a really tough wicket to bat on. So I'll be honest with you, mentally, you have a lot of doubts about yourself. I think you always you read a lot of things that people are writing. Technically, there was a lot of questions being asked of myself. So it was quite challenging, I'll be honest with you. But I think the important thing for me was to just keep that self-belief and keep backing what I've done in the past. Keep backing my preparation. In the build-up to this Test match, I did one or two, or actually quite a bit of work on my technical side of things, just to try and refine that a little bit. And I think going into this game, I felt like I was in a really good space technically, and then it was just about making sure that I got my mindset right. And fortunately, today went according to plan. But I think the tough times, or the tough period that I had at the start of my Test career, I think it's been important just to go through that phase, and hopefully I'm sort of out of that now.
Nathan?
Thank you, Sips. Carl, or let me say Scalzi, you clearly lived by the phrase per Morris with that knock. Well done, mate. Before this Test, I spoke about the team struggles with reaching the 300 mark consistently, but you guys have done it twice now. Collectively, are you guys satisfied where things are at the moment?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, in the first Test, we're well below par. It's no secret that we didn't, especially as batters, we didn't live up to the expectations that we had. Before the series started, we set out some goals, sort of KPIs for the batting unit. And in the first game, we were nowhere near that. But one of our sort of goals that we set ourselves to achieve was to make sure that in the first innings we're getting past 320, somewhere around there. So to then go and do it in both innings, I think that's a big tick for us. Like I said, the first Test was really challenging, but bouncing back the way we have as a batting unit has been really pleasing for all of us. A lot of hard work has been put in the nets and in preparation and stuff. So we as a collective are really happy.
Hi, Kyle, well batted. Kyle, there was obviously a bit of a change in approach today, and runs seemed to come a lot quicker. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and especially the partnership with KG, where he just seemed to be hitting everything everywhere?
Yeah, I think firstly, last night was quite a tricky period for myself and Verreynne. I think that's probably why we batted as slowly as we did. It was just the stage of the game. It was important just to get through the evening and then start afresh this morning. So once we did that, and then this morning the plan was just about 30 minutes, get accustomed to conditions again, and then look to sort of show good intent and take it from there. So I think we did that nicely. With KG, there wasn't really any plan for him to come out and play the way he did. He said he was feeling pretty good. He sort of said to me that he's going to stick around with me till I get to my 100. But once he started hitting it, I said he just needs to carry on going, because it looked like he couldn't miss it, to be honest. So I think the way he played was probably one of the big factors in terms of the energy that we took into our bowling. I think what he was able to do just sort of gave everyone a bit of energy, and I think it was really good to see from him.
Yes.
Hi, Carl. Congratulations. On those technical adjustments that you spoke about, it looked like you put a bit more emphasis on going towards the ball, a bit more foot movement. Is that one thing, or not really? And if not, what were those technical adjustments that you made?
Yeah, I think when I say technical adjustments, it's more just going back to what I've been doing over the past couple of years. I think when we're in the West Indies, to sort of foreign conditions, and I try to change my technique a little bit to sort of adjust to those conditions. And looking back on that, when we got back to South Africa and the last couple of series we've been playing, I never ever went back to how I'd been batting before. So whilst I felt in the West Indies those adjustments were important, I sort of forgot the importance of going back to what worked beforehand. So yeah, that was sort of the one thing that I did. Just some small things with my trigger movement that I tried to sort out. And yeah, fortunately, it seems to be in a good place at the moment. Footwork's never been a strong point of mine. It's more about contact points. And I think that's something that I've emphasized over the last, the preparation between the first test and the second test. That's something that I've been working on a lot. Like I said, footwork for me isn't always the most important thing. I think it's more about if I'm playing the ball late, and I think I managed to do that in this innings.
Talbot?
How's it, Kyle? Very well played. I know we keep looking at the first test and saying, okay, you lost this one, you're playing better this one. But the fact is, you actually took a proper clap in that first test. It wasn't just an ordinary loss. And I'm intrigued to know, this turnaround has been just remarkable. Did you always know that performance was much, not what you guys, wasn't up to par for you as a team? Or how exactly have you engineered this amazing turnaround?
I think, to be honest with you, obviously the first test didn't go according to plan. Everyone knows that. But before the first test, just a couple of weeks before that, we beat India 2-1 with the number one team in the world. So from our point of view and within the team, I don't think there was any doubts about what we're capable with. I know to the public, it probably looks like this massive turnaround, and we've sort of taken big steps now in the way we've been batting and stuff. But yeah, less than a month ago against India, probably one of the best attacks in the world, we dominated with the bat, to be honest with you. So, when I say dominated, we batted better than they did in those conditions. So from an internal point of view, I think there was always that confidence that we have what it takes. And we sort of saw the first test as just one of those things. It sometimes that happens in this sport where everything just falls apart, to be honest with you, which it did in the first test. But we always had that self-belief, knowing what we had done against India, that our batting unit is more than capable. And I think it's good that we showed that in this game, but I don't think there was any questions from within that we're capable of this.
Lloyd?
Thanks, Sibs. Well batted, Kyle. You spoke a little bit earlier about how, testing mentally the last little period has been for you. There's obviously a couple of other, very decent keeper batters around the system at the moment. Did you feel like you were batting for your place today in the team? And then just with that, how big was the sense of relief that came with what you eventually achieved?
No, I didn't feel like I was batting for my place at all, to be honest with you. So no to that one. And then, in terms of relief, I don't think it's relief. I think it's more just pride, Don't know why you'd feel relieved about getting 100. I think you're more just overjoyed and happy with what you've achieved. For me, I've worked my whole life to play Test cricket, to play at this level, and to get across the line and make a contribution like that to the game that we're playing now and to the Test team it's something that I'm really proud of and really pleased. So when I did cross the mark and get to 100, I think there was just that sense of pride and joy that I've made a big impact towards pushing for results in this game.
Kanyisa, and then we'll close with Zahir.
Thank you very much, Pogazi. Good evening, good morning, Carl, and congratulations on your innings. When you look back on this 100 in particular, does it make you feel that you now belong in your own space as a player in the team, considering the fact that you replaced Quinton, and the big debate that was raging was that are those shoes that you're feeling big enough for you or too big for you, I mean?
Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that. Not sure, to be honest with you. I don't really know what the question was there, to be honest.
Okay.
Do you want to rephrase, Tanika?
Okay. As this particular 100, I mean, you've made it quite early in your career for to make the point. Does it make you feel that you belong in your own space as Kyle Verreynne in the team and not being seen as Quentin de Kock's replacement?
To be honest with you, I mean, in the team environment and yeah, just from the coaches and the senior players, I've never really been made to feel that I'm Quentin's replacement. Obviously, his retirement came as a shock to all of us, but yeah, I think pretty much from the next day, they all have given me that support and that backing that this is my spot. And I've never really been made to feel that I'm coming and just filling his shoes, if that makes sense. Obviously, he's had a great test career and he's been very successful. So I understand that there's always going to be those expectations to live up to what he's done. But I think I've been very fortunate in the sense that I've been backed and I've got that sense that, you know, I've got time and I just need to just be myself. Yeah, I don't need to worry about filling anyone's shoes. It's important that I just stick to what I do. And if I come right, I know I'll be making a contribution to this team. So I think, yeah, fortunately, that's the sort of feel that I've been given from, like I said, the coaching staff and the senior players within the group. So, yeah, whilst I understand there's always going to be those comparisons and expectations from what Quinny did, I've never really felt that I'm need to fill his shoes, if that makes sense.
Zahir?
Well done, Carl. You're one of the few batters back home that average 15 domestic cricket. Is there people that have worked with you throughout like your career that got you to that point? And also your school plants a tree whenever you got 100 at school. Are you planting one back home after this?
Yeah, I think first, I mean, my whole franchise career has basically been played with Ashley P as my coach. So he's definitely had a massive impact in the way I bat and the way I've sort of molded my game. So I've obviously got to give a lot of credit to him and firstly, the belief that he had in me and all the opportunities that he gave to me. I think he was also really good, not only from a technical point of view, but just an approach point of view and how you build innings and that type of thing. I think he really helped me a lot. So he's I mean, in my professional career, he's the one guy that I've worked with the most. So yeah, I think he helped me a lot. As for the tree, probably not, to be honest with you. Don't have a big enough garden, but yeah. So yeah, that's a no.
Carl, just one question around what do you expect for Keshav's impact to be tomorrow?
I think the wicket, I mean, we all know the stats are heavily favouring in terms of the seamers, but I think this wicket is a bit different to what we usually, or so they say, what we usually see here. It does look like it could start turning tomorrow. It is looking a little bit dry, so I think Kesh will definitely play a big role. I think, yeah, Kesh has always been someone that's always involved in the game and looking to make an impact. He did that today, and I think tomorrow, yeah, probably going to bowl the whole day, and yeah, I'm sure you'll play a big part.
Thanks very much, everyone. Have a good one.